Hey everybody, it is Dak here from the Ed Boys, and today we have another full solo expert mode Tombs of Mascot run for you. This time I have put a budget of 100 mil on the gear rather than just using the best setup that I have currently. So hopefully this is a solid example for anybody trying to get some expert modes done while also working with a budget. The goal of this video is to show you some ToA examples here by just sending a full run, so let's go ahead and jump into it. Let's start by checking out the gear and the inventory that we're going to be rocking. I'm not saying that this is the best setup possible for your 100 mil budget. This is the setup that I would go for if I was rocking 100 mil. And even little things like your ratio of potions that you bring might change depending on how many you used in the raid. But let's go ahead and go over this gear. Serpentine helmet is where we're starting. It's a pretty good melee helm, and you can't be poisoned or venomed, which can happen during the raid, both poison and venom. So you can skip bringing like a Sanfu if you wear the Serpentine. We got a fire cape. If you have the Infernal, go ahead and rock that instead. Amulet of Torture. A lot of people use a Blood Fury, especially while learning. The Blood Fury can heal you occasionally while you're doing melee damage. It is more expensive to use a Blood Fury than the Amulet of Torture because you have to constantly use charges from the Blood Shards, even though Blood Shards currently are very cheap, to be fair. If there's ever been a good time to use Blood Fury, it is right now. But no matter what, it's still cheaper to use the Torture, and the Amulet of Torture has a better strength bonus, so you're going to do more damage with this too. So the Torture is still better to use, but if you're ever struggling on any invocation raid, or you're just barely getting through raids and you need a little help with healing, the Blood Fury is a good choice. I'm going to be rocking the Torture on this one. We got the Zami Hasta for our stab weapon. Fighter Torso is basically Bando's chestplate with like no defense on it. The Dragon Defender, because the Avernic is too expensive for this budget. Ceradome and Chaps, we don't really need any melee pants. They're all pretty weak until you get Tacits, which are a little too expensive for this setup. And a lot of people would use a Carol's Skirt. It's got a little bit better range and magic defense, but this has got a prayer bonus on it too. And it's not degradable, which is kind of convenient. You're not spending extra money while using it. Barrel's Gloves, we're not using any glove switch at all, and this is second best in slot for every combat style, plus some decent defense. That's a good glove to have. Dragon Boots and the Light Bearer, which is the new ring. This is nice for pretty much getting to use twice as many special attacks during the raid, though a Berserker ring or even the Brimstone ring is still really solid, let's be honest. For the magic switches, I am not bringing much. I just got Trident of the Swamp, the Occult, and then 2 Aram's pieces. Yeah, I wouldn't mind adding like Olympus' Ward, Imbued God Cape, and Tormented Bracelet if we were bringing more glove switches, but I'm going to go for less mage switches and bring more potions. It's going to only hurt us in a couple places. We're not using a ton of magic. The main goal on this run is going to be surviving, not necessarily like hitting a fast timer. For the range gear, we have a Dragon Crossbow to match up with the Ruby Bolts that I skipped over here. Make sure you're bringing Enchanted Ruby Bolts, and I would definitely binge on the Dragon ones. They're pretty solid. Ava's Assembler, Necklace of Anguish. We got the Ceradome and D'hide Body to match up with these chaps. And then I am going to rock a Twisted Buckler here. It's fairly expensive for a range shield, but it is going to add, hold on, range strength goes up by 10, is actually pretty thick. It's pretty nice for a range boost, and the Dragon Crossbow is going to have to do a lot of damage, so this thing's going to help out a little bit. So yeah, going with that switch. Down here we have Bando's God Sword for the defense dropping spec. We have the Dragon Dagger, pretty much necessary for any Raids 3 setup. You're going to see we'll use it on the core. I got a Toxic Blowpipe that's going to be used in a few places. And then I'm rocking the Bear Karis Partisan. If you have a blue gem, I would toss that in here. If you have a yellow gem, I really would toss that in here. That's the one that I use the most, is the Sun Karis. I'm not using any gems right now, though, because this video is generally here to help you learn the raid. And there's a decent chance, if you're learning the raid, you haven't got any gems yet. That's the same note with this Divine Rune Pouch. If you do have the Divine Rune Pouch, just do this. Like, there you go. You can put all of them, all 4 runes in there. We're rocking Soul, Blood, Death, and Water runes. I'm going to at least simulate that you haven't gotten your thread yet, though, so we'll take up the extra inv space for that. This is just so I can have freeze spells and blood spells. These are mostly helpful during, like, the monkey puzzle, but we'll be freezing an alligator at the very beginning, too. That's about it. Other than that, ratio of potions, this could change each time that you raid. You might notice, like, man, I always have restores left. I'm running out of brews. You want to switch that up. That can change pretty easily. I am going for a little bit of a safer kill here, where I think halfway through the raid we're going to be grabbing more supplies instead of salts, so I'm bringing some extra like combat potions. Let's go ahead and check out these invocations. I am rocking 300 on the dot. We're going to do softcore run. Hardcore runs, not too bad, just 1 life. Like, generally, you're trying not to die, right? But while you're learning, this is just going to cost you money every time you die. Or at least when you're softcore run, you could just abandon it after 1 death and you don't have to buy your stuff back. The timer is really not going to be a good idea if you're rocking budget gear, especially while you're learning. You're not going to be speedrunning. Plus, in this raid specifically, I'm going to be talking out everything I'm doing. There's no way we're hitting that 40-minute timer. I mean, maybe. You never know. Probably not. Walk the Path. Walk the Path is a nice 50-pointer. This is going to slow down your raid more than Insanity, generally. Insanity is more difficult, like in terms of actual like clicking and playing the game, whereas Walk the Path is more of like a DPS check. Things are going to have higher defense and health, and then there's a couple of mechanical changes that really aren't too bad. So this is one that, it doesn't necessarily make the raid harder, but it's going to make it longer. We got to do a little more damage, but I don't mind using it. You don't have to use either of these, I guess, 50 pointers to get up to 300, but it's super convenient to at least use one of them. And then, like, if you wanted 350 right now, boom, Rock Insanity, you can get your ornament kit. Deadly Prayers, this is like getting smited. Every time you take damage, your prayer's gonna get drained a little. So you're gonna get punished a little bit harder, to be fair. But honestly, you don't realize this one's happening too often. It's pretty free, quote-unquote free, but you will use more restores while you have Deadly Prayers on. On a diet, we're not bringing any food in. We don't need Silk Scarabs or Honey Locusts, so that one's fine. For the bug, we're rocking everything other than Medic. Medic's pretty crap. In like a duo, you can manage it a little bit better, but don't turn Medic on. I don't run Aerial Assault a lot, and I haven't been running it in my examples, so I definitely want to have Aerial Assault this time so we can have a little example of it. And more Overlords, I find it really easy, but definitely less DPS makes it more annoying, and a little bit of RNG related, I guess, with the Soldier Scares. We'll talk about that when this shows up. So this is one that you might want to turn off. It's up to you. Clearly that drops 15 points. You'll have to find something to replace it that you're more interested in, which here's an easy 10er if you don't die, and then another 10er if you are quick, to be fair. But back down to the Croc we were at. I have everything on for Crocodile. Upset Stomach is one that a lot of people don't like as much, but I don't find it too difficult to deal with. It's an Easty 15 points, and we're doing Crocodile first, so if we mess it up, we get to restart pretty quickly. For Akka, I only have Feeling Special on. Double Trouble and Feeling Special are kind of interchangeable. You could use either of them for 20 points. Both at the same time is doable, but it is annoying. And in general, Double Trouble is going to slow the fight down. This forces you to do that memory attack every time Akka uses a spec, which is going to be a little bit slower. So I just use Feeling Special. Stay Vigilant. This is like the aerial assault of this one. This just makes the fight, like, you got to pay a little more attention. It doesn't necessarily make it more difficult, but it's more brain dead without Stay Vigilant, so I kind of like that. That's not a bad 15 points. Yeah, it's not a bad 15 points, though. So if you don't like Upset Stomach, like just doing that real quick, not too bad. I would only use Keep Back if you're doing Butterfly. We will not be doing Butterfly this run. I got everything on for Monkey. Boulder Dash probably the most annoying here, especially with the gap open. But we got very little space between the boulders. Is going to be tough because we're also rocking a Blowpipe. And if we're rocking level 2 Monkey, they're going to be high health boulders. So this is not too bad to turn that one off and then, you know, maybe hope you don't die. Head from one of those, or there's plenty of other invocations that you should at least try out. I've been doing full Monkey for a while, and it's honestly a pretty easy way to get a lot of invocation points. Just keep all of these on. At this point, we only have Insanity off. We got everything but Insanity for Wardens, and we talked about that already. This is not too bad for... It's a little bit harder, but it's a pretty good 50 points to add on if you wanted to like take off Walk the Path, or you're trying to jump up to the Masori crafting kit. If you have any questions at this point about invocations or the gear setup, let me know. I try to be as brief as possible, but also like explain myself on some of these. But we're trying to get into the raid. Let's hustle bus on that. All right, I would usually pre-sip a Divine Ranging Potion and eat an Anglerfish, but we're just going to be rocking a full Ranging Potion with us. It still doesn't kill you to eat the full Angler, have some extra health, but you don't necessarily have to, so we won't do it. It's okay. Hitting up these north side waterfalls, you can go fast enough that you don't have to freeze the Croc. I mess that up more often than I mess up just south side waterfalls, so that's what we're going to do. Let's just sidestep this again. Home free. All right, we have yeah, it looked like I was getting stabbed by that because I ran from the square that I did, though. We're pretty safe. We have a Crocodile coming in hot, and if you freeze him right away, which I'm going to just attack it immediately and hopefully not one-hit it. I may have. It was close. See how it's still moving even though it looked like it was frozen? You got to make sure you wait for that Crocodile to start moving before you use that first freeze. Otherwise, it won't stop him in place. Very nice. As long as you run from the right spot, generally good to go. Very nice. All right, let's pick up this Ranging Potion that I'm still about to leave. Can't right-click it to save my life. I'm going to put on my melee gear first because I'm going to sip the Super Combat. I want to keep as many doses as I can. And the one sip just for this God Sword spec, I'm actually going to not do that. If you find yourself having extra Super Combat sips at the end of this raid in general, then this is not a bad time to use it, but we're gonna bear smack. Yo. Bear smack sounds, it's more like a crocodile smack. I meant the non-potted. We're bear out here, okay? We got 2 hits in there. I didn't quite see what both of them were. I was just trying to see XP drops and then move on. Oh, don't use rigor either. I mean, if you have rigor, then use it. But I won't be using it because that's not necessarily in our 100 mil budget. In fact, I didn't quite click on view items kept on death. These, at the moment, these items are adding up to about 95 mil, actually. We had slight breathing room. Oh, my goodness. The most expensive item here being the BGS. And then the 2 Zenite jewelry pieces. Alright, we had a hundo in there while we were dodging some blood clots. One thing I gotta remember is I can't hit further past the super combat. Like, I can't hit from this range. If I go back here and attack, I'll run back in when I attack. So during, like, these waves and stuff, I gotta remember that. I'm used to using a weapon with a longer range. Both the T-bow and the Bofa have absurd range. So from, like, right here, if I attacked, I would have walked in, but from right here, I would have been safe. So I could have been hitting during that first wave. You're always better safe than sorry, unless you're trying to, like, speed run, which currently the goal in this one is survival. The goal here, I guess, really with the video is to hopefully teach you guys something about the mechanics or give you guys an idea of how you could run an expert mode with a budget setup. But if it's you in this raid and you're just trying to get a KC in general, like, your goal is survival, doing a fast raid while using less supplies, always better, right? You know, it costs you less money, you do it quicker, you're gonna make more money. But when you're first trying to learn, the goal is surviving it. Like, you don't really care too much if it took you a few extra supplies, an extra 10 minutes to complete the raid. That's better than dying and not completing it at all. That hundo, very nice. I think it sends us to the rocks. Very nice. This upset stomach's trying to mess with me. No, this diagonal push is still fine. Shot it a little late. Oh! I'll admit that timing was pretty crap. Also could have went from back here. This jug would have been easy because moving up 8 spaces, it would have stopped like right here. But we would have had to be on that immediately. And it looks like over there, that diagonal one wouldn't have been too bad. So there were a few options that would have worked. Oh, hey, where did your prayer go? I don't know what I just did there. Brain fart. Oh, no. We got the clouds. We got a lot of space back here, though. Oh, range! Oh, I F-keyed my way out of that. What did I just do to myself? Alright, so his magic spell is going to be able to KO soon. So we are going to use 2 blowpipe specs. And they both hit. Wow, I was just happy the first one hit. We're good to go. If they didn't, I'm definitely going to the brew. But, oh my god. Who was going to tell me I never sipped the ranging potion? I was like, then we'll have to re-sip ranging pot. Push this to the side and immediately shoot it. That's why I'm just spam clicking. I was about to fire at him, but that'll make me run out from the rock because I am too far back. Almost messed that up. Definitely would have been Sag. Instant death is what that would have been. Alright, man, we probably would have been done with this fight if we were potted up. Maybe not quite. I don't have that shield on after the blowpipe switch, too. Definitely would have been doing a little bit better if we were potted up, though. In fact, looking back on how far we are into the fight right now, we were doing great for not being potted up. We were hitting very well. 5 minutes in the raid. This is about where I would have expected us to be if we were potted the whole time. We definitely were just crushing without the ranging potion. Ironic. We have some spawns over there. We do still have some acid around. Go ahead and protect from mage. Check from range. Number 1 goal is surviving these things still, so I'm just not attacking yet, even though you can still attack while doing all that. I didn't have my eyes on the prayers, or on his attacks too well, so that was a little sketch while I was zoomed in over there. No lie. Should have zoomed out more. I zoomed in to make myself a little more accurate on the ground. Alright. We're currently home free if we could do less than 100 damage. But now, after that blood spell, things are much sketchier. Plus, my ruby bolts do 1 damage to me at a time. If I get the proc. So technically, not the worst time to sip up both a restore and a brew. But I'm just going to restore if I have to. Oh, did he just blood spell? No, 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 he spawned. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh, right as we KO'd it? Yeah, dude, I didn't have to sip that restore sip. That's fine. Better safe than sorry, which is probably why I should have sipped the brew there. But the only reason I was at that low health was from messing up like 2 mage hits early. So I shouldn't have had to ever sip. I was refusing to feel the punishment of my mistakes. It was about to get bad, though. We're level 1 Monkey and Bug. It's nice that it gave level 1 to Bug, because we're doing Bug before Monkey and Akka. Anyway. Looks like we're going over here. I just like to skip Obelisk. If you have the RuneLite plugin for ToA, these are pretty straightforward. But even if you don't, these are pretty straightforward. 28? 28. 28? 28! Dude, what a guess! I got way too hyped that it was actually 28. Now I gotta count 28. Easty? Or like, you know, have the rows marked so that you knew the number. What? Alright, memory. This one is pretty self-explanatory here. I'm gonna step on the 5 tiles that light up. And this last one, you just say what you see. Fork, diamond, boot, prayer, wiggle. Fork, diamond, boot, prayer, wiggle. Fork, diamond, boot, prayer, wiggle. Wiggles here. Fork. So diamond, boot, at prayer. This is a diamond, which is the first one. Good to go. I'm going to turn on this preserve now because I'm looking at that next buff change. Sip is super combat. 103, very nice. Put on my defender and my Karis partisan. We won't have to switch gear at all during this. Piety it is, and we're on our way in. So I do have aerial assault going this time. I've been using a lot more lately, but each video I have for a full raid run, I definitely wasn't using aerial assault, so I definitely wanted to use it on this one. Wow, dude, imagine doing damage. Karis partisan, please. I swear it's good. Excuse me? There we go, dude. 7, we're crushing now. Wait, are we? Oh my god, yeah, that is stab. It looked like a slash thing for a second. We're good. I was like, are we not stabbing? Stab, make sure to stab. These things are weak to stab. Anyways, we got the dung on the corner there is going to make it so that we can hit the spitting scarab that's going to spawn. But there's also, since we have more overlords, there's going to be a soldier over there. And he is going to have to make his way all the way around to us. I'm definitely attacking like I'm using a Fang, too. I'm not paying much attention to the fact that I'm using a faster weapon right now, not gonna lie. The soldier's going to have to make his way all the way around to us while we get chances to poke at the spitting scarab. And then we can KO the soldier. Please. I feel like the strength on this Karis this run has been insane. Like, pretty solid hits when it hits, and my accuracy is just through the floor. Alright, so we get a few pokes here. That 48 was insane! While the big man's coming around. I'm gonna flick that Protect from Melee on as he gets close. Snaps at me. And he's gonna snap at me this time. I definitely didn't protect from that last snap. I was a little late. He's super inaccurate, so you don't have to use Protect from Melee at all, technically, but you're going to be a little safer throwing some Protect from Melee on. He is very strong. Very inaccurate, but very strong. Alright, I'm going to wait until the dung happens. This guy's defense has been kind of beating me up. Yo, that 52, though? I didn't realize I hadn't spec'd him at all. I got, like, full spec energy over here. Still waiting on dung life. Should be soon. There it is. Let's get one more poke. And now I'm going to slowly make my way around, because I want to be on that side when the arcane scarab spawns. Going around the corner, skipping the 3x3 is a pain in the ass. It's not the best spacing. I'm going to step over here. So that first fireball is there. It means I can do this, so I don't get hit by these eggs like I did last time. I like run over in this corner to make sure. Slowed me down. Alright, still got 114 damage to go. Still some arcane life. I could have attacked from that spot still. Oh, there's the vicious blow. Not really the best timing for it. Would have been cool to have that when he had more health left. That's where the Karis hits 3 times. 41 probably sends him. It does. So the arcane moves, the balance is probably different in a team, but it's 3 hits or anything that hits too high, which is like a 38 in a solo. But if you get 3 red hit splats on him, he moves. He's gone. So it doesn't hurt to flick over to this protect from melee. Oh, but like I did it at a bad time there. I definitely tanked the melee hit and he just hit a 0. And the ranger's almost more dangerous to have, like, to not be protecting from. Because he can't hit as hard as the soldier, but he's so accurate that you're just going to take like a 17 or 18 every time that the ranger hits you while you're not praying. So you want to pray from this guy. And then he's pretty quick to kill. Got over here, that happened fast. Didn't realize at all that it was getting dunged. And we're kind of home free. I'm going to sip this restore. Definitely using, I guess not like a ton of restores. I didn't bring in, no, I've used 2 in a dose. Yeah, 2 in a dose, not 1 in a dose. So I'm using a decent amount of them right now, but we kind of planned on taking supplies halfway through instead of salts we were talking about. So that's not going to matter too much until potentially like wardens. You know, you don't want to be out of prayer by then, but we should have 2 ambrosias to work with by then, too. We'll get there, we'll get there. Again, those are things that you will likely have to adjust with your inventory compared to mine. The exact ratio of potions that you bring with you. Even just as you get better, you'll constantly be changing up like which potions you're bringing in. Stuff like that. If you get the Sun Karis, who needs brews? I would have preferred to just throw the Sun Karis in there and be like, this is the way to do it, but I'm trying to get some expert mode examples out there for folks learning the expert mode life. And, I mean, you can go get your gems before expert mode, I guess. I have general raid examples without the gem, but I don't really want my examples for learners to have items that you have to do raids to get the item. I'm using, like, a raids 3 item with a light bearer, but you could buy that. I guess if you're an Iron Man, you can't, but Brimmy Ring, Berserker Ring, both good. Could have had another attack there if I attacked him right after I sipped my potion. But I am definitely still kind of in the Fang mindset right now. This 4-tick weapon's feeling quick. And when you brain dead a 4-tick weapon and he's not using aerial assault, you can just do like a tiny little X. With aerial assault, you have to go an extra step out and you use too much run energy, so it's better to actually pay attention to the fireballs. Without aerial assault, dude, close your eyes, doesn't matter. Oh, dude, what did I just do to myself? Leave this setup. I should have went to the other side. Just dunging all the time right now, though. Final phase, they'll do it to you. Shoot, I'm out of run energy. There we go. I timed it so that I would get another attack before I had to run away, but we got him. We downed him there. 14 minutes to the first 2. If we were running the 40-minute timer, I definitely would be sketch right now. That's why we didn't run it. We're not getting great DPS. You're not getting 40 minutes. That's how it works, man. All right, we were looking at some bullshit in Chaos. The fuck? If this was more Tears of Elidness, this would be tempting. You can get through in just 2 doses of salt. The full salts are really nice, but if you're not going to take salts the first time, it's fine to get 1 salt later. We're just taking life right now to make sure we get through this. I'm doing pretty freaking well on the potions I brought in here, but as I've been saying for this example, we're going with like safety first. We want to make sure we survive, and I'll run out of restore potentially with either of these 2. So I'm going to take this. We're prepared to not have salts for now, but I definitely would like to get at least the 1 salt. We'll only need the 1 salt when we go do the Wardens. I almost went the wrong way there. We're looking at a level 2 monkey and a level 0 Akka. So this guy's already the level 2 path. Getting to level 3 would be a little bit more of a pain. And going from 0 to 1 is not going to be that big of a deal. So I don't mind him leveling up, meaning we're doing monkey first. Let's go ahead and set up a little bit. I'm going to want to drop potions as I get in there. So I'm going to run all the way across. First, I'm going to sip these 2. Not yet. Hold on. Yeah, I'm going to sip these 2. Run across, drop some potions. So I just wear all my range gear in here and then switch really just weapon and necklace. That's how I get through Schmunky Room. You could go for more switches if you're feeling spunky, but I am not. Let's head in there. Sip. Run in. Sip the other one. Drop off these 2 things. Could have went with 1. Now that I think about it. Thinking, not allowed. So all the regular monkeys, oops, all of the, all the regular monkeys, they, the non-specials. Am I? Oh, I'm using the right weapon. I thought I was using the wrong weapon for a second. I'm really lost. These all spawn like the same each round. So this was always going to be a major and a ranger. There's going to be 2 Meliors next round. In fact, 2 Meliors and a special monkey. Up until like round 5, the special monkeys are all the same too. Oh, they're all the same, you say? After that, you'll get a bunch of spawns where it's like 3 random special monkeys. Like this is going to be 2 rangers and a volatile every time. Next one's 2 majors and the cursed monkey, but then after that, only like the regular monkeys are predictable. Alright, I want to freeze this guy. That would be cool. Very nice. Then I'm going to KO him before... Actually, no, I should have went for the mage. Check from range. We got 2 rangers, some random specials. Let's go ahead and freeze this guy before the baboom gets to me. Very nice. The other special monkey is another cursed. So I'm going to do here is KO this one. Freeze and blowpipe. I think we got 2 majors coming in hot. Yeah, there's one of them. Oops. Wait, that one curse is unfrozen and still not dead? Sag. Freezing action. Got away from that baboom at the same time. There's definitely a painter over there. We go protect from melee as these goes down. And freezeth. Nice. So we get 2 Meliors on this one. Next round is going to have a Ranger and a Melior for the regular monkeys. So we're going to be tanking that Ranger. We're going to make sure to spot him quickly. Not that hard to spot him once he's throwing rocks at you, to be fair. And that'll happen once we're down to 1 regular monkey. So I think, yeah, once I KO this... Oh, there's another cursed over there. Never mind. Once I KO this cursed monkey... That'll spawn him now. And see, he crawls up. Looking for the ranger. There he is. Then we're going to go freeze the cursed monkeys once this guy's gone. Since he's the guy that I'm tanking, I don't want to tank too much damage. I mean, we are tanking the shamans, too. You got to be aware of. The shamans, every other attack, they use a magic attack. Every other attack, they use, like, the... I guess resurrect is what it is. So they resurrect, then magic attack. Resurrect, magic attack. But their magic's pretty inaccurate. It's not too bad, but it won't hit you very often. Especially if you're wearing range gear, which I am. So, usually it's with 1 special monkey left, or 1 of anything but a thrall left. The next round will start, but we have 3 left right now. I'm going to KO, don't KO both. It's not a good example if I KO both. Yeah, now with 2 left, the final wave will spawn. Right? Yeah, there's some spawns. So it wasn't 2 total monkeys left, but it was... The thralls don't count for spawning a new wave. Froze that baboom there. Wasn't really trying. You really don't have to bother attacking the volatiles even when you got them frozen, because... It's just wasted DPS that you could have used on someone else. He's just going to blow himself up. This shaman is the last one. Shouldn't really save him for last because this thrall got spawned. We're good to go. 413. A little bit slower. We spent a decent amount of time like pointing out some wave stuff and whatnot too, but usually want to do sub 4. A little bit over 4 minutes is really not that bad, especially for an expert mode though. Especially for an expert mode budget gear too, honestly. I can't hate at the 413. When it comes to supplies in here, I'm going to make sure that these are going every other for a sec. But I should be okay without using those. In fact, if we get through all this without using any of these supplies, it proves that we could have just went for the salts. But the goal, survival, fellas. While you're trying to learn some expert modes, you just want to get through the expert mode. If we're putting on melee gear with the Hasta, bringing all my range switches over here, this is going to be funky. I'm definitely looking at using a ranging potion. I'm going to need 1 ranging potion sip during Akka, at least. It would be helpful to save both. I'm at 106 range. These boulders have 27 health. I might 2-hit him with this BP with this setup, and I don't know exactly. You can go like DPS calc, check a max hit, but you know, I don't gotta do that right now. We'll just see what happens when we get to there. When it comes to healing, using the blowpipe spec on those boulders is not a bad option, by the way, so we might. Baba can hit pretty well through prayers, which is one of the more annoying parts of the fight. It's one of the only reasons that he can be a tough fight, though. He'd be pretty shitty. See, he gives himself a chance by doing that, so you gotta give him credit. He just gives himself a chance. But that's one of the main reasons that a Blood Fury in here can be very nice. If you are struggling with this kill, Blood Fury can make a very big difference. Sag, come on, man. I don't want this guy opening the sarcophagus. Boulder's coming soon. No, we already had 1 boulder, so the second one will take a while. No, there it is. There it is. So I do have the gap going. It's not that close to getting to the gap, to be fair. And there's a lot of safe spaces out here. We're good. It's a safe space, boys. Imagine using your specs. Oh, I got a BGS on me. I'm an idiot. Can't believe I didn't run a BGS. I've been using a lot more Sun Karis recently. Let's go and start brewing too. And I try to save my spec energy for the Sun Karis, but like I don't have that on me. I didn't need to be saving. No, we're not supposed to use rigor. So there's no way we don't 2-hit this boulder. Like it's got to be a 2-hit, right? Yeah, we wouldn't 1-hit the 25 even. This is gonna be a pain because we have the wrong cape on is part of the problem. Boulder dash and 2-hitting boulders is a pain. We're probably not getting a skip. But if I did crossbow instead, I'd be 1-hitting. But the crossbow's 5 ticks. So that's helpful when having to move between... Oh, no, don't get hit by that one. Okay. I was like, you idiot. When I have to move between the boulders like I am, the crossbow might be a little more helpful then. So I'm going to try it next time either way. So we got more boulders coming on a little bit. Oh, my God. Speaking of boulders, he's heaving one at me. We already used a decent amount of brew. That's part of the reason we grabbed some brews already. We'll have to occasionally 3-sip. Uh-oh. If they open like 1 sarcophagus, it's not that big of a deal, but if it just keeps happening, it is a big of a deal. You want to keep your prayer high once the sarcophagus is open, so we have that invocation on. Careful of the bananas, I ran up right to it. Fairly low health. I am going to brew. Yeah, let's do it here. And super combat sip. Oh, I do have some spec life available. Oh, I got the wrong cape on still too. My cape shouldn't be at the bottom of the envy is the problem. Alright, dumped all those specs. Nice. We're gonna use crossbow this time, right? See how that goes. So we do 1-hit the boulder at least. So getting like a boulder skip with this would be a little more of a pain. I don't know. So I think it'd still be fine. Let's go for it in the next one. Ready? Oh, unless he goes way over. No. In fact, I could have even stepped up because he threw it right in front of me. So not too bad. Gotta say, if you're not gonna 1-hit with the blowpipe, even though like you get that second hit in faster, I guess the second hit of a blowpipe happens faster than the second hit of the crossbow. But the second hit of the crossbow is hitting another boulder instead of the same boulder. So that's really where the difference was made. Well, we learned. I also just brewed up when I didn't need to, and I'm not sure easiest route to deal with that. I do want to KO this guy, and I'm just gonna hit that super combat. Prayer potion so that I don't get fucked up by the sarcophagus if they hit me. And I'm gonna dump 2 dragon dagger specs. Definitely misused my spec a little, like starting starting this fight, not using much spec and whatnot. Could have been a little more efficient on that. And little mistakes like that, you're gonna get your ass kicked by Baba. Minimum gear, expert mode Baba. You don't want to make many mistakes. You don't want to make much mistakes. English much, dude? It's another excuse for the Blood Fury. To be fair. That's why I bring it up. Had to go for that brew life. But if you can get through the fight without the Blood Fury like we are on pace to do, then at least it costs you a little less money. Oh my god, we got more monkeys? I almost said it costs you less monkeys because I spotted that monkey last second. Get it? Give me that 17, please. Anybody get a 17 with a Zammy Hast? What are you doing? How weak are you? Rip. GG's. Pretty good amount of brews used. So very quickly I went from like, if I don't use all these potions, then I should have grabbed anything but supplies to, good thing we grabbed supplies. We'll take some of these out. So we got a level 1 Akka. He's going to use 4 colors in his pattern attack. It's worth noting before you go in the fight. Because if he was at level 2, it would be 5. And it can mess you up if you're on the wrong one. I've definitely messed that up plenty of times. So that's why I try to make sure I say it out loud going into the fight. I can remember the 4. To judge, like, the way you gotta go on this, like, either looking at how the statue is blocked from, like, the north, like, either statue, you can see that you can't push this up north, nor can you really push it around. So, clearly we went south, that's why I mined that first. And should have been picking up this mirror. Oh man, it is quickly getting cold in this room too. I turned off some of the heaters in here for audio quality purposes, which, oh my god, I did just get smacked by that. Fool. Like, what about your gameplay quality, Dak? Some of the heaters we had going were a little louder. So I'm like, all right, I'll turn this off for the raid. And we were getting fairly close to being done with the raid, but it's getting cold in here. So this isn't going to be a 1 down if you're not high mining with like the dragon pick life and whatnot, to be fair. But that puzzle's pretty simple to do. So I don't think getting this in 2 downs would teach you much. So I'm gonna get this 1 down and move on. And put the pickaxe away. Magic gear on. Let's see. First, want to organize the envy. Let's go in there and see what I am looking at. I'm going to use the blowpipe instead of the crossbow, because blowpipe is pretty well in Akka, which means I can take the shield out of here too. I'm not going to bother with a BGS spec, so we'll dragon dagger spec when we can. I want to take out another brew, restore combolio, and then I'm not going to sip these yet, because we start with magic, and he's likely to do some damage to me out the gate, which I would make up for if I had a Sanguinesti, or with melee if we had the Blood Fury, but we're not going to be rocking either of those options now, are we? Let's move these around. Magic gear on. And let's see. Augury is really cheap, right? This is still in the budget. I was like, I can't use Rigor, but I can use Augury, I'm pretty sure. I got some Envy space. It doesn't kill me to take off things that are not helping with magic accuracy, which my boots would also be the case. It's a little more high maintenance stuff to do that. So, like, I'm not going to do that mid-fight, but for this first, just run around is not that big of a deal. Once those are back on, though, they're back on. That's it. Alright, so he'll always use a special attack after 60 seconds of not attacking. So if you're going too slow here, a spec will happen. But I think we're getting to the Shadow Life pretty soon, which is when we'll switch to range gear quick. Hit this Shadow. Protect from melee, because he's chasing us to hit with melee. Oh, and I should now use the range potion to make sure we beat out this timer. If we get the memory attack, you can also hit the shadow while that's happening, and the timer is paused, so that's always kind of nice. But we are cruising at the moment. He just switched up, and there's the memory attack. White, yellow. Remember, there's only 4. Black, and yellow. Very nice. Let's sip that super combat while I remember. Put on your prayer so you don't get hurt too much. Make some switches. And poke. That 39 was a good start. We have a dagger that can use specs. Just gonna dump all of them. So his next switch, he'll be using magic, and I'll be using range. So we hit with some of those. Don't move because I'll be painting. We can move like a square at a time, then we're gonna be all right. There's no reason to move. I do want to sip Restore Life. There we go, Shadow. So we can still hit the Shadow during this. We only have 4 colors though. Hustle over here. Like so. And he's using melee now. So I want a Magic Life. Where's the staff? Why did it get down here? Spaghetti inventory. Always happens. Always happens. I sip up more Restore Life. Turn off Rigor because it's stupid that I had it on the first place. Oh! So do I purposely just tank this Shadow to show my remorse? I think we were going through it fast enough anyways that it didn't matter much, but I definitely was using the wrong prayer, I didn't realize. Oh, we also had memory attack to get some damage out. Like this. Oh, shoot, wrong prayer on. That 28 sucks, but we have ways to heal. I just don't want to brew up because we don't have salts. So while we can avoid brewing up, it's nice, but the only way we're healing without the brew right now would be a spec from this. I wasn't wearing my backpack. Spec from the blowpipe, which I'd rather use on a Shadow than on him. I think we're, yeah, I think we're brewing up. Be cool if we get to the Shadow first. Oh, I didn't want to restore there. What are you doing? Still trying to brew. Still have Rigor on because I'm an idiot. Sipping. There we go. We're going to be meleeing next. Red, white, red, white. Oh, nice. Wrong pants on at the moment. Wrong cape on at the moment. Super combat. I'm going to save this ranging sip for this guy. Come on, baby. Oh, don't go over there yet. What are you doing? Oh, Jesus. Oh, use the wrong prayer again, dude. Oh, my God. Oh, shoot. Wrong overhead. We made it. We made it. This is why I don't have Stay Vigilant on. I'd be getting my ass kicked right now with Stay Vigilant. Luckily. Ooh, back-to-back 25s. Luckily, his overheads are happening at the same time that his specs are happening. Also, being salted would have made for a big difference on those, but yeah, salt is nice. That's the lesson learned, you know? Yeah, I mage him. I was wondering if I had the right switches right now. Get some supplies out. Mostly want a couple of brews just in case. Okay, just keep getting restores. We want to be at full health for the ball phase coming in hot. So sip, sip. Start with some speckage. You can poke spec. instead of spec then pokes. That's what I'm gonna do. Number one goal is to not get hit by the balls, though. Sometimes it's tempting to just, like, focus on damage. Just, you know, if it's dead, you're done. Like, hustle. Like, just take a second to dodge a ball instead of doing damage. Damn, dude. Dodge the balls, you idiot. I'm not switching to the dagger this time because it kind of messed with me a second ago. The 2 is weak. Keep your feet moving, but not in a panicky way. If you just fucking run around with like a chicken with your head cut off, see, I can't even make references right now. Then you die. Oh, that one's gonna hit me. Having to brew kind of sucks because I'm not super combated anymore. Oh my god. Woo. Let's save though. We're safe over here right now. Poke. I'm gonna walk through these two. Didn't work. Wrong square, didn't poke enough. Come on. Woo! You're in there for a little while. For a long while. We're almost at the 40-minute mark now, dude. Alright, we're probably gonna need more supplies, but I want salt too. Honestly, we could make it through with what we've got. And there's a salt and chaos, which is... Oh, this is gonna be Easty. Very nice setup. We're not gonna get an adrenaline, but like... Because the level of nectar and tears here is so nice. Once you're salting, you don't really need that many restores. So like... this is such a nice chaos. We're taking it. We're heading into the final bosses, and I am giving in on this heater that I brought up earlier. Hopefully, it's not too loud. I feel like with the background music in the video, you guys probably won't even notice it, but I know while editing, I'm going to be upset while I hear it. But if there's sudden, like, fan noise when I turn it on, then, sorry, guys. It's just getting too cold in here. Alright, so I am going to tank this side so that we have Zebak and Baba as the Phantoms, which means I'll be using magic first on this guy when he pops up. I want to open with a spec. Probably just the one spec. We don't have liquid adrenalines anyway. So the DDS, I think just one spec's probably the way to go. Let's take the salt out. If it doesn't land, I might throw down another, depending on how I'm feeling in that exact moment. Let's go ahead and take a few of these things out. I had to sneeze there, muted the mic, got it in time. There's a ton of restores, or a ton of brews, excuse me. Let's see. I'm trying to think if I want to blow pipe this. I think it's easily my best option once I spec or not spec. The only thing that I would do over my blowpipe normally is my Fang. I'm not doing a Zami Hast instead of the Fang. So I'm going to BP this obelisk, tank for a little bit. We'll go from there. Are we good to go? Is anybody got questions? I got questions. Here we go. Tap that salt. Start it. Speckage for the 33. Honestly, we take those. Tank for a little bit. And we'll call it good there. So I do want to sip a restore. I want to sip a brew, excuse me, every 15-second mark on these salts. So like right there. I went slightly early, so we attacked at 114 one time. That's not that big of a deal. But I'll keep healing myself up, and since your stats restore right at the 115 mark, or at the 15-second mark, you really don't lose any DPS if you heal up with the right timing. That being said, we haven't healed up enough to survive both these shots this time, so I'm about to start chugging once I give myself a couple chances to hit. Nice, decent timing on the salts there too, so I'm sitting at 120 range right now. We got down to like 104 for a sec. Not that big of a deal. Alright, we're mage first. Oh yeah, these are still happening though. Careful. Heal up a little. This Warden won't run up to you unless you're, like, out of his range. He still will melee you if you're too close to him. So I'm just going to stand right next to my marked square here. This marked square I usually use during that first phase if I'm on this side. It's the only reason it's marked. All range attacks so far is very nice. Step through that. Yeah, it's going to bring him towards me, though, huh? Am I still in a good spot on this? Definitely. We could also highlight him to see the square under him. Just going to do that if I just mark now. Oh, tag would have done it. I'm out. I'm going to be self-killed trying to do stuff. Just stay alive. So these two squares are kind of nice for working on the Fang. I don't really have them marked here, so the two that I'm using next to the one I have marked. Because then when this happens, I think I just called this the Fang instead of the Fan. There's one part of the propeller where, like, both these squares are safe at once, and it's about to happen as the fan stops. Hopefully you saw some examples there. Dump some speckage. We are going to get 5 attacks here. It's the 5th attack. I'm going to throw down the BGS Smack, and then we're going to put on some range gear, crossbow life. Actually, I feel like blowpipe's gonna be better because of the limited damage you do. These are weird. I don't know what you call these yellow hit splats that you hit on them. Alright, so we're safe from this skull, but skulls are intense too. So, oh, they're not safe from that skull, see what I mean? Almost an Ambrosia moment. Oh my god, my mouse! Oh, Jesus. Like, it's not going over there! My mouse dying on me? I got it plugged in right now. That can't be it. Where are the yellows? Like, only pinks. Alright. I need to go organize this, apparently, or just keep taking stuff out. Yeah, look at how many restores. I think there was only 2 restores left, though. Oh, shoot. We're getting close to an Ambrosia moment, not gonna lie. But I know I don't have to yet. There we go. It would not have been a bad time to click it, but I really would love to save those for the end. So as much as this is now taking an hour. Oh, and then I tanked that one, damn. Focused on doing 1 attack there for a second. Alright, let's spec life. I get like 8 hits here. Alright, the Karis Partisan probably hits higher now. It's 38 to 39. Yeah, so we'll do this while I have no spec. Kind of lost track of how many we've used, so I'm going to use 1 more hit and then BGS. Nah, that should have been BGS already, but I think we're getting it next time anyways. We're going to be good. 4 down would be rough. I don't think that's happening to us. You can still make it through on 4 downs. You can make it through on 5 if you really wanted to. 6, I mean, now it's getting rough, but... No Stone of Healing today. Because it doesn't actually heal. It's all a myth. It's all a myth. Still want to keep taking potions out because I need yellow in the inventory, please. Chugging through. Not gonna lie. Not the cleanest phase 2 here. And we're still making it through. Oh. I've said it before, and I'll say it again. The goal of these videos, if it's like an hour of one boss or just a full raid video like this, it's not to just show like the perfect raid. Like, there you go, see? Just don't fuck up and you did it. It's to show how to raid and like show that you can mess up, still get through. Like I just took a melee hit for only a 6. And that you can recover from your mistakes. Like, and how to recover from your mistakes. Oh, was that right on me? No, we're good. It was. Oh, I have a Zammy Hast on me. Why did I not? To be fair, I did want this in 3 downs either way, but I went to a Partisan when I had my Hasta. I'm very used to having a Fang, which is too slow to be worth using on that core. Everybody who was screaming about the Hasta last round is like, yeah, dude, we know you have it. I remembered eventually. All right, so we're living the range life. Oh, I don't have all my range switches on at all. That's what I was first checking. I want to set up to be able to BGS spec. Oh, this is okay. I'm going to heal up a little bit, too. Silk Scarabs. For some Prayer Life. I just hit a max hit and didn't see what it was. I kind of want to know what it is. I missed it. I only saw that it was a max hit splat. Woo. What else am I looking at here? I wanted a BGS spec. Not yet, because I don't have it. We're actually very close, though. Now I do have it. For a 0, worth a shot, though. Salt is almost out. I'm going to tap that. Took us 8 minutes to get through the first bosses. Sounds about right, currently. Very nice. The 51 is the max hit with the setup currently. That's pretty fucking nice. 51 without the Ruby Bolt spec. I do have these spots marked, like 1, 2, 3, 4. Those are the skull phases. You can see I went over the spot 1 on that first skull. It's nice to have, like, to get there right before it starts. And in Insanity, it's almost necessary to be there, like, before it starts. But, there's also not, like, only one starting square. Like, you could do the skulls in a different order, too. You don't have to do them the exact way I do them for any of the setups. But if you're wondering about these marked squares that are numbered, that's what they're for. The ones up front are just showing me the width of the boss without marking the boss. Like, I think if I tag him, which I tried to do earlier on that other boss and messed it up. Can I untag him from here? I thought I could. I'm out. How do I hate this? Kind of mess this up. We're just going to tank whatever Zebak does. Actually, I would have time to get to it, but it's already what I'm praying from. Wait, he's a different boss now? He's untagged? That's funny. The next time I fight this boss, he's probably going to be tagged only for that one section. He's like a different model for it or whatever. Instance of it. However, it reads like the NPC's ID. Nice. Shield, dude. I do really like having Akka in this phase instead of Zebak because it's brainless. Akka's just switching every 3 attacks unless you're using Stay Vigilant. So you don't have to look at him at all. But for one, Stay Vigilant can add some more invocation, so it's kind of nice to have the option. And for 2, oh my goodness. They're both kind of easy. Like, it's still not that hard to just look at. Zebak. Oh, dude, the hundos are coming in hot right now. Want to heal up a little? You're better safe than sorry, especially this late in the raid, dude. There's one thing to push it early on and be like, I don't want to use Bruise early when I don't need to. Wow, we cruised through that part. I'm definitely tanking the Zebak hit, though we're not on Insanity, and he used range while I was protecting from range, but on Insanity, it's kind of tough to switch the prayer during that. Even though we're not on it right now, it's good to practice those skulls as if you were on it, just to get through them quickly. Oh, we're about to already be in the final phase, enraged phase. I should BGS spec, but this just kind of happened quickly on me. So I think we're going to be okay without it. Oh, I'm getting hit by that boulder? Never mind, dude. Not that a BGS spec would have helped out there, though, son. Oh my god. I should have died there, honestly. Let's Ambrosia up while you're going to go back to spots you're already standing. Wow, dude, that made me clench. And then, I'm taking a lot of unnecessary hits right now. Hold up. Ambrosia. God, I am a magnet to these lightning bolts right now, honestly. I just click right on them. That's one of the worst things going down. I started off by taking 2 boulders, but it's since been a lightning bolt problem. Alright, so it's getting sketch. He's down under 100 health, though. We have 2 Ambrosia Sips and Bruise. This is another time where it's nice to be on Akka, when you can really be brain dead about Zebak. When you're getting down to last row. Is that it? Not quite. I'm getting ready to ambrosia for the next thing instead of brew sip. Do it now, but I think we're done. We are done. 5105. Definitely not the cleanest expert run. To be fair, the other expert run mode upload that I have, like just full expert run where I used more expensive gear, I think I messed up a lot more in that raid. Definitely got carried by the gear more in that one, whereas this one I had a little bit better of a run, but like I said, not the cleanest. Like that was still, could have been a better run, and we got through that deathless. We're doing all right, so hopefully that shows you guys that you can do this too. You don't have to be perfect at it. You can do it with a decent budget here with the 100 mil budget. It's not like super budget gear, but it's decent budget for expert mode. We have a spoiler alert. No way, dude. Not even a purple. My God. I mean, I guess it could be the pet. Hold on. Tisn't the pet either. We made 494K. All right, at least the Ron RCs made it look reasonable. If that said like 44K, it'd be terrible. I'd have to re-record just for that. Hopefully this was solid for some examples on Raids Life, fellas. This is pretty much a full hour video here because the intro probably took me a while to discuss the invocations and whatnot. And then a bit of a slow run because just low DPS with budget gear. Expert mode, those things got pretty good health and whatnot. So, yeah, just the fact that we got that KC with the budget gear is solid. Hopefully you guys either learned something, maybe just got some confidence to do your own run at it. Anything of the sorts, that's the goal of the video, but is just to teach you some shit about Tombs of Amascut expert mode runs here. If you guys did get some useful information, be sure to like and subscribe for more content. By the way, if you still have any questions, be sure to hit me up in the comment section about that. If any questions weren't answered in this video, that's very reasonable because this wasn't a full guide. It was just one full run. I'm sure there's something that I just happened to do during a boss that I didn't talk about it while I did it, and you're like, well, why'd you do that shit? So hit me up in the comment section if you have any questions. That's about it. Let's wrap up this vid. Thank you very much for watching, everybody. I appreciate you. Again, if you enjoyed or you got some useful information, be sure to like and subscribe for more content. I do stream on Twitch, which is potentially linked on the screen and in the description. I'm also on Twitter and have a Discord, which are linked in the description. Thanks again for watching, and best of luck on your Raids 3 grinds.